it.
Alright, session starting. We got zone training today and we're doing it between 60 and 70% of our max heart rate, which for us old stallions is around 120 to 130 beats a minute. It's actually harder to run at this than it is full tilt. I'll keep you guessing. 8 minutes in, 30 to go, 32 to go. How's your heart rate, big boy? He's spiking hard.
Have a heart attack.
I'm sitting at 132. Pretty stoked with that. I honestly find it harder to run slower than faster.
Yeah.
That's how I live my life. Point. Alright, 135. We're chatting all things. Building muscle, hybrid training, aerobic training, lactic threshold training. We're getting it all in.
Why's my heart rate 170?
Alright, session done. Average heart rate was 135. So just outside the zone. Jez is holding a 170, but it's quite comfortable and quite easy, to be honest, which is just what I needed. But I want to talk 5 kilometer strategy. Whenever you're looking to compete in something or improve something, you want to build a strategy, right? And that might start with the end goal of what you want to achieve and building back, stripping it back, decompartmentalizing it, what has to happen. So for me, wanting to run a sub 18 5K, first point starts with the splits, what split I need to run for each 5K, each kilometer in that 5K, and then build my training around that, but also understanding the heart rate zones that need to happen in order to achieve that. I just worked out the split averages and it's going to be 335. So over the next week, the next coming weeks, I need to get comfortable running those splits, which I feel good. I did my first kilometer in the last time trial, 337, so it should be, well, it will be possible. It's just going to be making sure I stay injury free, eat well, stretch well, and stick to the training plan. So that's the strategy, something to think about what your splits need to be, whether you need to do more speed work, whether you need to build your aerobic base, what you need in order to get that. But we'll talk more about that when I get home. New day, different bit of training. So yesterday was running, and with the current program, Monday, Wednesday and Friday are my running days, which is good because it gives me a break in between to do some strength training. So 2 to 3 days of strength training, which is in the program there. And today is going to be a tough one. So I'm going to take you guys through it. A little bit of iced coffee to get me going, if you know what I mean. But yeah, going back to what I was saying yesterday around strategy, it's really important to develop a strategy that you believe you can race at, because then when the program gives you different zones for training or different intensities, you have a rough idea of where you need to be at to gain an idea or an understanding of whether your goal is realistic or not. As I was saying yesterday, I need to be doing 335 average kilometers to hit my goal. And I know that's possible because even, running with a phone and various other things, I ran 337 for my first kilometer. So the speeds there, it's just getting the base fitness up is what I got to focus on. And as I was also saying, some of you may need to work on your speed. You may have the base fitness there. So it's really getting clear on where your strengths are at and what you need to work on over the 12-week period to really maximize the training goal and give yourself the best shot at cracking that goal. But enough for me. I'm going to...
Yeah, 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. Mic check. Hey, can y'all hear me out there? Ukraine on the set, bang. Against all odds. 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 Let it breathe. England, where you at? Where you at? Shit. London, where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Paris, France, Wales, Scotland, Nitro, let's go. Hard work wins, leaders don't follow. Living for today, might not be here tomorrow. Welcome to the team, we wish you all the best. Now and in the future, look what we doing next. Against all odds, against all odds, we show them how to do it. Against all odds, against all hard work and get you through it. What you got? Determination. What else?
And then get the body moving before you get into it.
Talk to us, this like truth or dare, call it a win-win. We on a journey, take it back to where the show began. Together we are stronger, y'all stay safe. I got my red hoodie on, I'm in a better place. I'm in the UK, sipping on that Douce. That's that cognac, blowing me a quarter sack. Out in Coventry, it's looking like they loving me. Wow, yeah, I see you, mate. I see you. Let's go get this cake. Can't be on that CP time, ain't no being late. No.
After doing some stretching.
Get you through it. Get you through it. Got clothes. Got clothes. Got music. Yeah. You got talent. We can show you how to use it. Against all odds. Against all odds. We show them how to do it. Against all odds. Against all hard work to get you through it. Get you through it. Got gear. Got gear. Got beats. Got beats. We got that workout in the streets. Against all odds. Against all odds. We show them how to do it. Against all odds. Against all hard work to get you through it. What you got, dog? We got clothes. We got music. You got talent. We can show you how to use it. Against all odds. Against all odds. We show them how to do it. Against all odds. Against all hard work to get you through it.
Training. Finished off with a bit of a sauna. Now I'm running late. Physio. So for those who follow the podcast, I had Jim Bostock on a couple of weeks ago, who's an incredible physio and has done a lot of work with a lot of great athletes and sports teams and developed his own method. And I'm going to test out his new... I'm going to go test out his new method on my hamstring. So he guarantees that you're going to be able to improve your hams or improve your speed, your performance, etc. So part of having a good strategy is making sure that you look after your body and give it the best recovery, treatment, etc. so that you can train at your best, because the better you train, the better your performance will be when you need it. Anyway, I've got to get off my phone. Third part of the day, getting some epic treatment. What are we going through, Jimbo?
Mate, I'm going to give Lachie the athletic performance treatment. Basically, we're going to make him run faster without drugs. But basically, the hips. So Lachie complained a lot about his hips being really locked.
Yep.
So the treatment basically is a needle treatment that goes and releases specific nerve points in the hips. And it literally wakes the muscles all back up again. So all the training that he's been doing for the area comes back to... And anything that's really locked and tight, painful, disappears. So for athletes, this is a game changer, obviously.
Yep.
So it's great emotional confidence back in their body, the confidence, and then let's go and run.
How am I going to feel tomorrow?
Today, he's going to feel like he's done a marathon.
Sweet.
So all the muscles that get released, release all the toxins.
Yep.
So it's really good. Flushes it out overnight. Tomorrow, the next day, you're firing. Yep.
Game time.
Let's do it.
And if you want to hear more about it, we've got a podcast coming out next week.
Yeah. All right, let's do it.
I've got the always stretcher.
Okay, we're gonna. So basically, where do you feel?
So it's just mainly through there, and then top of the hamstrings, like down there feels okay. But if I'm rolling, it's just always that.
Can you make it functioning?
hips and ankles and everything like that.
Yeah.
And that was literally like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
The wizard.
Done. Can't wait to see how you run now.
I can't wait to run.
Yeah. So in the next 2 days, let's see. Yeah.
It literally feels like I've run a marathon. You weren't lying there. But I can't believe that.
What's the
gone.
biggest change for you?
Just the hip. Like that hip. It was my biggest issue is literally been that what I believe to be the psoas, and the hip has literally always felt like I've been crunching on my side.
Yeah.
And that's literally gone.
Yeah. It's incredible when that glute nerve lock kicks in athletes, that psoas kicks in and they go, oh, I'm always getting into my psoas, but it's not the psoas.
Yeah. Well, literally, I've been harassing my psoas for 3 years.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah. And the calves as well. The calves, because it gives him more spring when he sprints and when you jump, when you lift. So when you do deadlifts, the power through. So the calves, we got another 20, 25 degrees out of it. So his range of motion and your squat and deadlifts would be so much better. Your snatch positions, everything. So, and that takes so much pressure off the hips again. So it gives the glutes the chance to activate even better still.
Ooh,
it's so cool.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining me for those 2 days. A good run and a good strength training session, followed by that performance session for physio, which was amazing. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Next week's video is going to be even better.